Hello students, now today we are going to solve 12 Informatic Practices question paper. Now here for the CBSE exam in the syllabus of 2019-20 we have NumPy software engineering. So let us solve the question paper. Already CBSE has published the paper. So we will see the question paper here. Now this is the new Informatics Practices Class 12th sample paper. The pattern will be same. So here question paper contains 4 sections A, B, C, D. A comprises of question 1 and 2 in 1 data handling, series and NumPy. In 2 data handling 2, that is data frame and all the other operations. Section B comprises of basic software engineering. Section C data management, MySQL. Section D society, law and ethics. So this is your paper. Now you can see what type of questions will be asked. Now first question is find the output of the following program. Import NumPy as NP. D equals to np.array. The list is given, array is given here. Now this is a question of slicing. -4 is the start value, colon, nothing is written, so no stop value till the end. Now -4 means from the end we will start -1, first item is -1, then -2, -3, -4. So from 40 till last, no stop value means till the end. So answer will be 40, 50, 60, 70. If it is +4 colon dash, then from the beginning if we start, it is forward indexing is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it is 4 colon, then from 50, 60, 70, this will be the output. Since it is -4, from the end it is indexing, reverse indexing is -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on. If suppose it is colon -4, colon means from the beginning and -4 is this value, this position 40. So from the beginning before 1 it will stop. So answer will be, if it is colon -4, then answer will be 10, 20, 30. So in this question it was -4 colon, so that you can see the answer here. Marking scheme is given by CBSE. It is 40, 50, 60, 70. Okay. Now the next question is fill in the blanks. Now in this covariance, for that we use COV, then variance we will use VAR. So whichever question is asked here, since they have asked to calculate the covariance, so you can see the answer, it is completely same, only np.cov you have to write. COV is a function used to calculate the covariance of an array. Now next question is we have to create an empty data frame. To create an empty data frame, what you have to do, first line will be always import pandas as PD, and second line will be df equals to pd dot data frame, then nothing you will write in argument. So bracket will be empty, parenthesis will be empty. So you can see the answer here, import pandas as PD, then df equals to pd dot data frame. You have to be careful, D is capital, F is capital, print df. So you are creating an empty data frame because no argument is there. Next question, consider the following data frame student df. Now in this, write a statement to get the minimum value of column marks. Now in this marks column, what is the minimum value? To see that, the name of the data frame we write, then in square bracket we write here marks, and then close the square bracket, and outside we will write dot min. Clear? And since it is a function, we will open parenthesis, close parenthesis. So you can see here student underscore df. This bracket will be closed here only. So in square bracket, marks will be written, and always these column names are in quotes. It is a string, so it will be in quotes. Close the square bracket. After that, dot min, open parenthesis, close parenthesis. So this will be your answer. Data frame name, in square bracket column name, close the square bracket, dot min function is used to calculate the minimum value. Next is write the output of the given program. So here in this output question, import numpy as np. This is also a slicing question. From 1 you are starting. So first is 0, this we will skip. 1 means 12. So this value is the first value. Till 5 means at 4 it will stop, and step value is 2, so it will skip one by one. So here you can see 12 it will skip one value, it will take 16. And n value is 4 here, so it will print only 12 and 16. So you can see 1 to 5 means 1, 2, 3, 4. Before 5 it has to stop, and 2 means it will skip 1 in between. So it will print 12 and 16. It will skip 14. Next is write a code to plot a bar chart to depict the pass percentage of student. Now this is very easy, already you have done. First line is always import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Second line is import numpy as np. Then here the objects we are taking as 2000. It is given here years 2015 to 2018. So we will write here 2015, 16, 17, 18, and 4. So length of this 4 bars we require. So here a position, y position, any variable you can write here, equals to np dot arrange in this len of objects. So 4 it will take. Percentage, this percentage, if it is given pass percentage in the question, same. Otherwise you can write any pass percentage. Normally it is below 100 till 100. So any values you can write here. Pass percentage is given here. So 4 values, 4 here. So 4 values you have to write. Then plt dot bar, in x-axis what you want to show, this arrange 4 ticks we have to take here. Then in y-axis I want to show the percentage. I want to align it at center, and color I want to give, that you have to mention here. Then plt dot xtick. Now here you can see in xtick I have taken y position, comma, objects. Always the answer remains same. Only in the question paper whatever is asked, normally bar chart is asked, and in the question paper you have to change what you want to see in x-axis and what you want to see in y-axis. Then they will give you the labels, what you want to see here in x label and y label, and the title. So only this x label and y label and the title is changing. Rest all normally remains the same. So here bar, then in x-axis what you want to see, then y-axis, align center, color. Then plt dot xtick, here also y position, comma, objects, whatever you have written here. If you have written here years, then here also you will write here years. Plt dot y label, in y label it is shown here pass percentage. So in single quote or double quote you write pass percentage. Then in x label here years, so here years you have shown. At the end plt dot show. So this is the code. Separate explanation of each topic is given in the description. Separate videos are there. You can go through those videos, you will understand. So about this matplotlib.pyplot also separate videos are there. Next question is, what is series? Now this is very easy. You have already done last year. It is a type of pandas library. It is a one-dimensional labeled library of pandas. So here the definition is given and explained with one example. So any example you can write here, and you can create pd.series. Then in square bracket, if you write 1 2 3 4 5 print data, so it will print the series. To make the series, this is the simplest method. At the beginning you have to write import pandas as pd, and then data equals to pd.series. So this is your definition of series. Now next is write a code in Python to search for a given value in a list. Now this is searching an element in a list. This also you have done last year. So a list you will take from the user, or directly in square bracket you will write some values. A number you take from user. Then for I in list, it will take each number at a time. If our number, whatever you have asked the user to enter, is double equals to whatever from list I is being collected. This will be small letter, this is small letter, small I. So print, this will be print, print, print. This is actually CBSE's PDF file. So print found at position. Here, if you are taking any variable, position equals to 0 initially, and always this will be index position plus 1. So here found at position. Here it will be index position. You have to take the index position. Clear? Then flag equals to 1, break, position. Alright, they have taken here. So this is outside position plus 1. So it is correct, position plus 1. And outside of if loop, you are incrementing the position. Directly also index with index value also you can have done it. If flag is 0, then value has not been found. Now next question is to calculate the minimum value of a list. Now this is also very easy. A list you will take, a min variable you will take, and each one by one number you will collect. So here list you have taken first value list 0, first value you have assigned to list. For I in list, one by one from list I will take the value. If I is less than min, then min will be equal to I. So min will take the value of I if I is less than min. And outside, after coming out, you will print here the minimum value is min. So this is of last year from list. Now next question is to change the index. So here question number 2 we are starting with. Now options has been given here, and dash method in pandas can be used to change the index. Now whenever we are changing the index, what we are using? Reindex function. Ready-made function is there, built-in function is there, reindex. So we will use here reindex to use to change the index. Now next question is, Hitesh wants to display last 4 rows of the data frame. To display the last we use tail, but only 4 rows we have to write here 4, because if you don't write here 4, what happens? 5 rows will get displayed, because default value of tail argument is 5. When you don't mention here 4 or any number, by default it shows last 5 values. If you want to see the first values, head we have to write. If you want to see the last values, tail you have to write. If you are writing df.head without argument, first 5 rows will be displayed. Same way df.tail without argument, last 5 rows will be displayed. And if you want to see only first row, then head 1. So here it was last 4 rows, so the answer will be df.tail 4. Now next question is, a data frame is given to you, and in this data frame, yes, here you can see. Now in this data frame, what you have to do? Write the command to compute average. Now how to compute average function? Average of marks. Clear? Now here we have already learned pivot table, which can calculate the average of marks here. So here all are of class 11. So we can directly write here, one method is directly the data frame name dot pivot table, and in this AGG function is mean is for average. So this is one value. Second method is df, whatever data frame is being given to you. Then mean function, one ready-made function is already there, so you can write here df in square bracket marks in single quotes dot mean open parenthesis close parenthesis. Clear? So there are 2 methods to solve this question. CBSE has given this answer, pivot table. There is one more method, df in square bracket this column name, and then maybe stream wise. Oh, okay. Here it is stream wise. That's why they have used their pivot table. So if it is stream wise, then you have to use only pivot table. Only this method is correct. See, it is stream wise. Clear? So index is stream, values is marks, and the function which is used is mean. So here you have to use pivot table command only, function only. Next question is, consider the following Python in which you have to calculate the output. So here 0.50 is median. Median means the middle value. So here 2, 4, 6, 10. So middle value, you can see 8 is, it is sorted. Already this series is sorted and the middle value is 8. So here the output of this will be 0.50 will be 8.0. Now 0.75 is the middle value of this. Now here there is no one middle value. Here there are two values. So the average of these two you have to calculate. 10 and 12, the average is 11. So the answer of 0.75 will be 11. Now next is we have to write a Python program to drop a row. Now how to drop a row? Using the drop function, built-in function. So here you can see this drop function is given here. Yes, this drop function is given, and using this drop function you can drop a row. Now labeled as 0, so you have to write which one that is 0. So here the answer will be df dot drop, in bracket you write 0. Now what is pivoting? Pivoting is the summarization of the data as whatever reports you are asked to print. That, so the definition of pivoting you have to write. Name any two functions of pandas which support pivoting. This we have done. Pivot and pivot table are the two functions. And the definition by CBSE, this answer is given. Pivoting means to use unique values from specified index columns to form apex of the resulting data frame. It is the summarization of data, like we have already summarized as per the given condition. And yes, now next is write a Python code to create a data frame. This is very easy, df.pd.dataframe. So here what you have to do, import pandas as pd you will write here. Then any list or data you can take here. So list equals to this square bracket, it is a nested list. So one list inside another list. So you have to write double bracket here, square bracket, and then you write all the datas. Now df equals to pd.dataframe, in bracket this data you have to write. Column names, if they have given you the column names, then those heading 1, 2, 3 columns are there. So 3 column names you have to write here. Here they haven't given the column names, so you can give your own column names if you want. Clear? Now at the end what you have to write? Print df. So to print the data frame. Next is write a small Python code to create data frame with headings A and B. This is also same list L equals to, first line always is import pandas as pd. Second line will be list equals to this nested list, you will write it. And third line will be df equals to pd.dataframe. So you see the CBSE answer here. Now in CBSE append they have used. So what they have done, they have created here to, as per the question it is not required. Simply a list you can write here, list equals to this, and df equals to pd.dataframe, and at the end here columns will be A and B. It is given here, columns, 2 columns are there, A and B. And at the end you have to write print df. Clear? Now next question is, now this is also very easy. Import pandas as pd. Df is given to you. You to find the mean of which axis is given. Suppose this is column axis. So in column axis you have to write axis equals to 1. And if it is row axis, then it is axis equals to 0. So here df.mean, you can see the answer from here. Print df.mean, in bracket axis equals to 1 for column. And the second one is df.mean, in bracket axis equals to 0 for rows. Next is print df.sum, because here you have to calculate the sum for, now this is also for columns, so axis equals to 1. Next, find the median, so df.median. These are built-in functions. Mean is for average, sum is for addition, median is to calculate the median. Now next is again a df is given to you, and here sum of every column. So same thing, df.sum will be there. So here the answer will be, the first one will be, now the name of the data frame you have to see in this question. what is the name of the data frame. It is df1 here. So the answer will be df1 dot sum. First question is to calculate the sum. So sum function we will use. Now in the second question, column name is mentioned, rainfall. Whenever column name is mentioned in front of the df, that is the data frame name, we have to write in square bracket the column names in quotes, single quotes, and close it, then dot mean for average. Next, for median maximum temperature, so here you have to calculate for the maximum temperature, and this slicing they have used for all. So here LOC in the square bracket colon comma maximum temperature dot median. So here to compute the median of the max temp column. So directly also you could have written here df1 in square bracket max temperature, it is given here max temp. So directly we could have written here df1 in square bracket in single quotes max temp dot median, then the open parenthesis close parenthesis. Next, find the output of the following code. Data is given, A is 10, B is 20 in the form of dictionary. Now two dictionaries, 1 and 2. Yes, now data frame you have created, and with AB and with A, B1. B1 no value is given, so B1 will be nan, and A and B value is given. So the output of df1 will be column names are A and B, so you put the column name at the top A and B, and the index is first and second. So rows in index you will write first and second. Under A values will be 10 and 6. Under B value will be 20 and 32. So this is the answer of first one. Second one is same, but B1 is not having any value. So under B1 you will write nan for both first and second. Rest is same. Now next is to add data frames. This is very easy. df1, whenever you are adding the data frame, what you are using? Add function you are using. For subtracting, subtract function you are using. So you can see here the first line will be input pandas as PD, input numpy as NP, then df1 you have created. This first one is df1, second one is df2. Now the answers of this. So df1 dot add df2, so df2 will be added to df1, and in front if you write print it will be printed. Same way print df1 dot subtract df2, df2 will be subtracted from df1. The third one is to rename here which column, column mark 1 you are renaming to marks 1, so you are changing the name. So here rename you will use, and the column mark 1 to marks 1. Same way here the to change index label of df1, so here reindex you can use, or rename, in rename you can mention the index here. So you can see here instead of 0 you are changing the index, so you have used rename here, changing the index. Instead of 0 we will write ZERO, instead of 1 numeric value we will write the string, so ONE1 you have to write. Yes. Now section B. Section B is software engineering. Which of these is not an advantage of waterfall? Waterfall is the simplest one, very easy to arrange, clearly stages are defined. Difficulty, this will be not an advantage. So answer is difficult to measure the progress in phases. This is not, because waterfall you have seen, it is the easiest fastest model to prepare. Now next is dash is the process of checking the development software for correctness and error free. For checking we use testing, so validation and testing. So validation and testing is for checking any process. The other one you already know, at the beginning we will see the specifications, then we will see design, implementation. So here the answer will be validation and testing. Now the next question, write down any one benefit of pair programming. When two people will sit for programming, obviously if by mistake one has made any mistake, the second programmer can correct it. So error free means less chances of making mistakes. So here you can see the answer here. Improved code quality. A second partner reviews the code simultaneously. It reduces the chances of mistakes. So the answer is improved code quality, and it reduces the chances of mistakes. If first one by mistake has done any mistake, the second one can improve it. Now next is, in the Scrum process, a Scrum Master differs from a traditional manager. Justify the statement. Now Scrum Master manages all the things, that is all the team, the development team, the owner. You can see here the answer. The Scrum Master is the servant leader to the product owner, development team and organization, with no hierarchical authority over the team, but rather more of a facilitator. So he will facilitate, there should be no problem. He follows all the theory, practices and rules. He will follow. He will protect the team by doing anything possible to help the team perform at the highest level. So he is providing all the facilities, he is helping the team, as well as he is checking all the rules and all the practices, all the theory is being followed or not. Next is two differences between incremental model and spiral model. Now this is very easy. Increment model, you have seen step by step, you will do it and you will keep on checking it, whereas spiral model is for a complex software project, and in spiral the incremental and waterfall model both are included. So here increment model stage wise performance, and if there is any problem at that time only, and for simpler projects we are using mainly, and for complex we are using all the spiral models. It is a combination of both incremental and waterfall model. Now the next question is, write down any one situation where waterfall process is used. Now when your software is very simple, easy, small project, you can see here where project is small, when problem is static, fixed problem is there, only one problem is there, you have to remove that problem. Then clear and fixed requirements are there, stable problem is there. So here we will use. Now advantages and disadvantage of spiral delivery model. Advantage and disadvantage of this waterfall model. Now it is very simple and easy to understand, and no working software till the last phase. This is the disadvantage. Disadvantage means sometimes we want a perfect software without any error. So those problems are there because you cannot go back. In waterfall model you cannot go back and improve it, whereas in spiral model we can go back and we can improve our software. The second or is optional, it is any one you have to attempt. Write down any one situation where spiral model can be. Spiral model is normally used for a complex software where the cost is fixed. So here for spiral models, you have seen this is for spiral models. Situation to use the spiral models: when project is large, when risk and cost evaluation are fixed, we know about it, what are the risks, what are the costs. Then from medium to high risk projects, clear, when big projects you have to design. So here anytime you can add any additional features, that is the advantage. Cost estimation becomes easy. And disadvantages, risk of not meeting the final result, because it is a big project. So in big projects these risks are there. Now next is Gurveen, Marshy and Aloha are three developers working on a new app, and the launch day is just a day away. Saves it Aloha's folder. Marshy also writes a new paste in Aloha's folder. So they haven't created their own folder. They all are saving in Aloha's folder only. So what is this? This is version control. Now what happens? Suppose three people are separately developing any software. Now whatever software you are making the changes, you should save with a new name, as well as you should keep a copy with you. Otherwise what happens? Suppose all are saving in the final project only, then if anyone has made mistake, your whole software will be affected. So this is your version control. You can go through the answer. The team members are not working in a systematic way and they are not saving the versions of their work. Changes made in one part of the software can be incompatible with those made by another developer working at the same time. Version control exists to solve these problems and it's within easy reach of every developer. Version control helps teams solve these kinds of problems. So whenever we are designing any software in a group, separately, whenever, even personally also, whenever you are doing your work, all the old files, whenever you are making the changes, you give a rename command and save with a new name. The old file should also be present because someday if you require the old file, you can use it. Otherwise, what happens if you overwrite it and someday you want the old file, then you cannot get that old file. Okay. Further, in all software development, any changes can introduce new bugs on its own, and new software cannot be trusted until it's tested. So testing and development proceed together until a new version is ready. Clear? Next question is case study. So here, use case diagram. Draw a use case diagram, identify the actors for these situations. Now, first situation is a repair can be made by a master or trainee or any other repair shop employee. So actors are a staff who is making the repair. Task is the repair. So you will draw a box. Now this use case diagram also you have done how to do it. You will make a box in this, all the functions you have to write, and actors who is performing the function will be outside the box. So here staff is repairing. So in this, making repair is a function, and staff can be a master, can be a trainee. It is given in the question. So two actors you are having, master or trainee, both doing the same work, are repairing. Now next one is, in this, look at the ATM question is there. Consider an ATM system. Identify at least 3 different actors. Now, when you go to an ATM, then you are a account holder who is using the ATM. So, you are an actor. Whosoever is managing the software or whosoever is maintaining. So, here you can see the bank customer, that is the account holder, ATM maintainer who is maintaining, and central bank computer, that is the server where the software is there, who is maintaining. Clear? So central bank computer is having all the different softwares, which whatever task you are doing, it is stored in that. ATM maintainer is maintaining the ATM, complete ATM, and we are the customers, bank customers, who are withdrawing or depositing, whatever in ATM you are withdrawing or checking the balance, whatever task you are doing. Next, in OR, so any one you have to attempt. Now here, look at the following use case diagram and write the actors, about the actors depicting by the use case diagram. So here you can see, also explain the relationship between A and B. So here you have to show the relationship between A and B. All right. So in this you can see student, teacher, 2 actors are there. Teacher is conducting the interview and giving the grades. So in this interview, it is grade is included and student is attempting for the interview. So here teacher is conducting an interview with the students and giving the grade as per the student's performance. So 2 actors you are having here. And in the second one, B1, you are having here father and son loading the dishwasher, cooking. So anyone can load the dishwasher and anyone can cook. So here the main task is cooking, which includes loading the dishwasher, and 2 actors you are having, father and son. Clear? So always the task is inside this and the actors are here. So actors are father and son. Anyone is doing the cooking and anyone can load the dishwasher as per the question. Next is write the Django. Now this is section C. Section C is database management. In this is Django, then your MySQL, and connectivity. 3 topics we will have. Now here the first question is, you have to write the Django command to start a new app. So this one you have already done. The command is python space manage.py space start app. Now here the name of the app is user. Till start app is always same, only the name of the app we are giving. So here the name of the app is user, so it will be python manage.py start app users. Clear? Now next is, what do you understand by primary key? This you all know. Primary key is a set of attributes which uniquely searches tuple in a relation, tuple or row in a relation. It is always unique and not null values. So here uniquely searches tuples in a relation you have to write. And example you can write here, like your admission number of your school or your roll number of a class with which we are searching you, uniquely searching the tuples or rows or records. Write the command to delete a table. This you know, drop table student you have to write. Whenever you have to delete a table, it is drop ddl command, drop, and since table is there, table student. CSV stands for comma separated values. Now these CSV files you have already done. So comma separated values is the answer. Null value is none. 0 and 1 is a value. It cannot be null. Clear? So null means none. When nothing is there, then only it is null. When values are there, 0 is a value. You can add 0, you can multiply 0. So 0 is a value. So here the answer will be none. Next, is connected is this is for connectivity, and we check the connection using this function. This is a built-in function, is connected. In mysql.connector.isConnected, we check whether our .connect we write, and then we use that file and we check it. So file.isConnect we use. So here the second option, verify whether the Python application is connected to MySQL or not. It will return true if it is connected, and it will return false if it is not connected. Next question is the difference between where and having. This you all know. Where is on the whole table, having after using group by only, and having condition can be used. So where is not used with group by, having is used with group by. Having is used after grouping of records, where is used on the whole table. Next is count column name, count star. Column name can have null values, whereas count star means all the records it will count. Even if the column name is having the null values, suppose 5 rows are there, and suppose here marks is given and marks is not having any value, null values are given. So here count column name will show 0 because no marks you have entered till now, whereas count star will give 5 because 5 records are there. So count star will count the total number of records including the null values of any column, whereas column name, if it contains null values, it will not count. Next, table is given and you have to write the commands. So this is MySQL commands. So in MySQL commands, the first command is write SQL query to delete the record. So here delete from column name and where condition is given. Whatever condition, like here they have given the customer name equals to Manpreet. So delete from name of the table you see from here, customer details. So the answer will be delete from customer details where condition you have to write here, cust name equals to Manpreet. So it was given in the question, where the customer name is Manpreet, you have to delete only that record. Next question is, what will be the output of the following query? Maximum date of joining. Now here you have to see date of joining, and the maximum value will be, first you see the year. So 98 is maximum, then 2 is maximum. So here the answer will be 1998-02-21. Clear? So the maximum value you have to calculate. First you will see year, then month, and then the date. Next, write SQL query to delete the row from the table where customer accumulated amount is this much. So here accumulated amount is given, and accumulated account, customer has no accumulated account. So here wherever it is null, only one null value is there. So we will write where this column name will be written and is null. So delete from table name is customer details. It is given customer details, where this column name you will write is null. Now here you can see here, delete from table name where column name is null. Null is a keyword. Wherever null value is there, it is empty. It will show those records. Over. Now next question is, a table is given to you and you have been asked to write MySQL queries to display names of stores along with sales amount of those. So here wherever whatever is asked to display show is written, we will write select. After select we will write the column name. So here name comma, you have to see from here what is the column name comma sales amount. So name comma sales AMT from table name you have to write. Now condition is where stores located in Mumbai. So here where city equals to Mumbai, you can see here these are the detail of stores and city is given as Mumbai here. Mumbai will be in single quotes, at the end semicolon will be there. So this separate video of SQL, MySQL, DBMS is there. You can go through the video in details. All the select query is there in that. Next is to display the details of store in alphabetical order. So order by we will use select star from store, order by name, semicolon. Next will be display city and number of stores located in that city. Group by you have to use here. So select city comma count star from store, group by store having count star greater than 2. Clear? In that city where the number of stores is more than 2. So having count star greater than 2. You go through the separate video of this, then you will understand this much better. Only we are just revising what all type of questions will be asked in board exam. So this group by is already there in your syllabus, and with having this type of question will be asked. How you understood that here I have to use group by? Because it was given here located in that city with number of stores where the number of stores is more than 2. Okay. Now the next one is output question. Select minimum. Now this is very easy. Minimum date, you will simply see the date whichever is smaller. Now year first you will see. If all are same, then you will see the month. So whichever is smaller, that you have to write. Next, select count store ID. You will count how many are there, number of employees. From store, group by number of employees having max sales amount less than 60,000. So here what you have to do is you have to group first as per number of employees. Wherever number of employees are same and maximum sales amount is less than 60,000, there you have to count how many stores are there and you have to display with the number of employees. So here one grouping 10 number of employees, one grouping is there. So individually there are one from each group. So in 10 it was maximum sales amount was less than 60,000. So it has displayed here count 1. In 11 number of employees less than 60,000. So all are single here. So all it will display whichever is less than 60,000. This you have to be careful. Then in OR option, one more table is given and 4 questions are given here. So select query here also, since to display, to count, to display. So all are select query here. Now when details or all is written, we write star. From table name is fans. Now if you are asked to arrange in ascending or descending order by, we write. If it is ascending, ASC. If it is descending, DESC. So here select star. From fans, order by column name is DOB. So answer will be order by fan DOB. You have to see the table actually. Here in the table, if it is written fan DOB, then you have to write here fan DOB. Clear? So select star from fans, order by fan DOB, and in descending order, so DES. So this is your answer. Yes. Now next question is, display the details of fans who does not match belong to Ajmer. So not in Ajmer or not equals to Ajmer. So here select star from fans, where fans city for not equals to, in MySQL we use this symbol less than greater than sign. There is one more method. You can write here not space in single quotes Ajmer. So both are correct. Next question, count the total number of fans of each. Each means group by, you have to use here each fan mode. So group by fan mode you have to write, and you have to count. So select fan mode, comma count star from fans, group by fan mode. Next, display the date of birth of the youngest. Youngest means maximum date of birth you have to see. So here you have to write select max fan DOB from fans, semicolon you will write. Now this is the last section, cybersecurity law, society law and ethics, this chapter. Now here little bit we have threats and precautionary measures we have done in 11th class. And here we are having intellectual property. Now what is intellectual property? When you are writing your own poem, your own song, that is your property. So it is your intellectual property. And not an intellectual property means when you have copied from somewhere else, somebody else's story, somebody else's song. So here a remix song is somebody else's song, so it is not an intellectual property. Rest three are intellectual property. A poet is writing a poem, an original painting is made by the painter and trademark of a company. So answer will be remixed song. Next is Jhilmalini has stolen a credit card she used. So this is a crime. This is a cyber crime, a fraud it is. Nobody can use your credit card. You cannot use others' credit card without his permission. Clear? So this is a fraud. She has committed a fraud. It is a cyber crime. You cannot use anybody else's credit card. Next question is, name the primary law in India dealing with cyber. This is IT law 2000. So here the answer will be Information Technology Act 2000. That is answer. So IT Act 2000, or you can write here Information Technology Act 2000. So in this all the laws, cyber laws are there. Now next question is, Sutupa received an email from her bank stating there is a problem in her account. The email provides instructions and a link. Oh, so whenever you are getting a link to click, it is very dangerous because they are doing phishing. They are taking your information. So never you should click any link, even by a bank or by anything, because these are false sites. They are pretending to be your bank link and they are just sending this. So first thing is, she should check whether it is a valid bank site or not by checking in the URL HTTPS. It is always better to type the URL and then log into the site. So you don't click it, you just note it down, you type the URL, and in HTTPS you have to use it. She should not click on the link provided on this. So we should never click on the links which are provided by anyone. We should type it, and in HTTPS, S is for your secure. It is secure. So we will use HTTPS. Explain any two ways in which technology can help students with disability. Now whenever anybody is having any problem, now technology, how it can help the disabled, we can read out loudly. Suppose I am not able to see and I am not able to type, so I can read out loudly, and talking word processors are there which will do the typing work. Same screen readers are there which will read the screen, whatever is displayed on the screen. If I am not able to read it, The screen readers will read out for you. Then conversion of local languages to Braille. So many such softwares are there which are converting from one language to another or the local language to Braille, so that in Braille, whosoever is not able to see, they can easily find out what is there. Then eye tracking mouse. Suppose I'm not using the mouse and I am looking, so here with my eyes, screen can sense it and it can do its work. So there are many different ICT tools which can help the disabled person with any type of problem. It will help assist the people. Next is, this is over. Explain the role of online social media campaigns, crowdsourcing, smart mobs in society. Now this is the trending topic these days. You all know role of online social media campaigns for good positive tasks. These campaigns are there and always we get the feedback from the others that what is going on. Then crowdsourcing means a crowd can be used very easily through social media. You can send positive messages and you can use a crowd for doing any task to reach any goal. For a common goal, you can engage a crowd here. Clear? Then smart mobs because the name only tells you that very fast, if you want to give a message to a mob and you want to get a work done. So here you can see smart mob. They have given here the definitions, all the definitions. So you can go through this. 3 things you have to go through. First is the role of social media campaigns. A social media campaign should focus around a singular business goal, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram. Common goals for a social media campaigns include getting feedback from users, building email marketing list, increasing website traffic. Suppose you have created your website, you want to, because if you don't share it with others, then how others will come to know that you have created such a good website with all information. So we have to create some traffic so we can share it and we can create some traffic. Then suppose I am doing any work and I want to get the feedback that how my work is, how to proceed. So we can get the feedback from this social media campaigns. We can share our whatever task we are doing, we can share in Facebook, Instagram, and we can get feedback. Next is crowdsourcing. Crowdsourcing is the practice of engaging a crowd or group for a common goal, often innovation, problem solving, or efficiency. So here for a common goal we can engage a crowd. Suppose all the students who want to do something positively, they want to do something, they can just share with other friends. Like suppose these videos we are sharing and we are just crowdsourcing means for a common goal, for achieving full marks in our exam, we are sharing our videos and we are understanding. Suppose any topic, if I don't understand, I can ask the others and I can get it cleared. It is empowered by new technology, social media, Web 2.0. Crowdsourcing can take place on many different levels and across various industries. There are many different types are there. Smart mobs so named because each person in the group uses technology. Yes. To receive information on where to go, what to do. This ability to stay on top of current events makes smart mobs extremely effective. So smart mobs are using technology to receive the information and do their task. Now the last question, it is optional. Last question is, Miss Samtha has many electronic gadgets which are not usable because there is some problem in hardware software. Help her to find 3 best ways to dispose. Now electronic gadgets we cannot throw in the dustbin. It is illegal. It is wrong. So electronic gadgets, either to the e-waste companies we have to hand over, or we have to reuse, or we have to, so here you can see, give your electronic waste to a certified e-waste companies. Donating your outdated technology. Suppose you want your electronic devices are old, but it can be used. So you can donate it to somebody else who can use it. Give back to your electronic companies. From wherever you have bought, you can give back to them so that they can reuse or dispose in a proper method. You throw in the dustbin or throw here and there. That is illegal. So this is your sample paper. This way it will be asked. So this is for 1920. In 2021, software engineering has been replaced by networking, and the first NumPy revision 2 may be there. So software engineering has been replaced by networking. Rest all you can go through because you are having pandas in your 2021 also. So this is your portion for this exam 2020. Then in 2021 I will share with you the networking. Already I have shared the networking portion is same in 12th computer science. So the 2021 batch can go through that computer science networking portion, and both are same. So only this software engineering, basic software engineering is there in 1920. It is not there in 2021. So this is provided by CBSE. All the important questions they have provided. You go through the questions. If you have any doubt, you discuss it in the comment section. As well as I will share you all the individual videos on each topic. You can go through the topic and you can prepare for your exam. So thank you. Have a nice day. Enjoy your life.